Welcome back again, guys, from Tampa Bay. I'm up here in downtown Newport Richey at Pasco Camera Exchange. I went up here to get a cable because I need to join a camera to a trigger. I need a specific size cable, and the one I had only had one end of the right size I needed. So I get up here and he's got the cable, but I need a short one. He's got a 16-foot. I'm like, well, you know, it's either order from Flash Zebra, pay a little bit less and wait a week, or just get this and I could splice it. So I only need it like 4 inches. So I wanted a little coiled one that they make for specifically what I want to do. So he brings me out and I'm like, oh man, you're going to hate me. He's like, what, you already have one? I go, no, I just realized I can splice my own. You know, if I'm going to hack up a cable, I can hack up the one I have. So I've got stuff at home to do that. Feel bad because he'd already gone through it. He had to reverse the charge on the credit card machine, and then it ran out of paper, so I'm standing there, and he's just like, you know, I'm a retailer. I know that kind of stuff is just like a pain in the ass. So not only did he not make a sale, he wasted time doing that. But oh well, I'm not paying $13 for nothing, literally. My fault though. So I'm just out on the bobber here, letting the new front brake pads and rotor meet and get seated in. Feels real good now. I went around the block a little bit right after it just to make sure it was functioning right. I knew it would take a little time to seat in. It's getting much firmer. I'm only about 5 miles from home, if that. I think I'm going to move my mirrors out a bit. I've noticed a couple times when I just instinctively reach up for the bars, my fingertips will sometimes hit them. So I'm going to move them back out of the way a little bit, just kind of swing the big black arms forward. I think that'll make a real good difference there. It's actually a really nice day. One of my viewers, Tom FJR, hi Tom, I know you're watching, called me up. He spends a lot of time in overseas. And he's back for a little bit here, and he lives local. So he and I are going to go up to, weather permitting, which it should be just fine, to the local Harley dealer here in a couple days. And I want to test drive at least the 750 Street, maybe some other stuff. I don't know. Yeah, I feel a little guilty about wasting their time, but they're bored in the middle of the day anyway. I've gone in there for parts enough, and I've spent enough money at the dealership when we had the Harley to not feel that bad about it. So I'm looking forward to that. Had a little bit of bad news today, but have to say, completely expected. I hadn't been checking my blood sugar in a while, like several weeks. And I'll say that the last couple months, especially the last month, I have really slacked off on my diet. Specifically due to one culprit. And for those of you that have had it, you're going to completely understand. I have gone crazy with the Not Your Father's root beer. Since it's been very prevalent around here and in stock, and now pretty cheap at the local grocery store and on sale at Walmart, it is insanely great. It's a beer. It's not a soda, but it is very sweet. You have to like a sweet alcoholic drink, and it just works in this case. I mean, I don't have a quote-unquote sweet tooth, but this stuff is like crack. It is just so delicious. Anyway, over the past month or so, I've probably had about 12 six-packs to myself. The wife doesn't like it. Had one small party, and they had a couple of them, but that's about it. But other than that, it's been all me. It's just, oh. Well, that's got to go. I've got some left in the fridge. I'm going to moderate myself to just a couple a week until it's gone and I'm not buying anymore. That's it. Fun's over. Have to be responsible now and get it back under control. I was down into the 120s on diet alone, and that was a good couple months ago. Well, I was after lunch today, just over 300, so not anywhere remotely good. You know, back into danger, Will Robinson. So that was a bit of a wake-up call. I got complacent. That's the bottom line. And the other thing that crept up is, well, there's a few things that crept up. My weight crept up about 10 pounds since early June. My waistline crept up. I'm back up to, I had lost a pant size a couple months ago, and I'm back up to where I was just before that. Not any bigger than it was, but I had gained back what I had lost. So, you know, that's going in the wrong direction. But my portion sizes for my meals have crept back up. You know, I just kind of realized it after taking a reading today and looking at my lunch, and, you know, did I really need 3 pieces of chicken? No. I should be eating 1. And I need to get back on a normal meal schedule. I'm eating late night again. That's a huge no-no. What is that? Okay, I don't know if that noise, I know you guys couldn't hear it, but it was like a weird scraping noise. I can't tell if it was me or that Chrysler in front of me. The Chryslers are known for really crappy transmissions, so I wouldn't doubt it's the Chrysler. I need to get away from it so I can tell. I hope it wasn't me. I can't imagine what it would be. It sounded like a clutch noise. Man, I'll tell you, the turning radius of this bike compared to a lot of others sucks. It is so wide. Alright, let me see if I can hear that again. Alright, it was the car. That's what I thought. It didn't sound like a bike noise, but I can't pinpoint things like you can when you're in a car because I have the helmet on. So it kind of makes everything sound like it's either in front of you or not. And that's really about all you can do is turn your head to tell where something is, but you can't, you can't tell if it's a foot in front of you or 10 feet in front of you. Oh, almost. Oh yeah, that brake is quite a bit more responsive when I actually clamp down on it. It's firm. You know, before I could do that. Right here is where it meets resistance, and then I could sponge the thing all the way back to the handle. Now it gets just really firm, just an inch in. So big difference just switching out that brake line. I'm sure the majority of it was simply because the original was way old. You're supposed to switch them out every, I believe it's 2 years, might be 4, but either way, 9 years is way too much. That rubber was squishy. So this just, bam, dialed in the responsiveness. Total simple upgrade. But I'm pretty sure that, I'm not in first. That's why I stalled. And my blinkers are on. And I'm out of low on fuel. Oh, this is just hitting me all at once. As I was saying, I'm sure part of it's because it went from regular to steel, and part of it is because it was so old. So I'll tell you, the two together, day and night difference. I guess I might as well get some gas here on the way home. Got a good station I like to go to right at the corner of my neighborhood there. What are you doing, dude? Turning without a signal? Dick. This one up here used to be a BP, and ever since the BP spill, which it really affected our state a lot, people just backlashed, and there were a lot of BP stations that lost business enough to sell. Some just shut down. This one here sold out to Marathon, but it had a really good business when it was a BP. It's coming back now that it's a Marathon, but it was like a freaking ghost town for a long time, years. But I don't go here because Marathon pulls this BS where they have separate cash and credit prices. And that really steams me. They're about a 5-cent difference, and there's a lot of them around here that do it, but not all of them do it. So I patronize the ones that don't do it. Technically in Florida, it's illegal to charge more if you're using a credit card, but the loophole is you can offer a cash discount. And some of them even piss me off more. They at least advertise it. See that cash or Marathon credit card price sign? What that means is the prices advertised on the board are only good if you use those two payment options. If you use anything else, it's more. But they don't advertise how much more until you get to the pump. And then you see the price jump up. So they snake you in, and then you're already there, and you figure, well, why not? I don't want to have to go find somewhere else. But that's how they get you, and that's how they get around the law. They offer the cash discount. It's the same thing. You know, I know a lot of wedding vendors that want to do the same thing. I completely understand. When you're selling a $5,000 wedding package and they pay with a credit card, you're eating 3.5% plus. That's a lot of money to lose. So that's why we love checks. So a lot of wedding vendors, especially photographers, started charging more a fee if you pay by credit card. And some of them got caught because if the consumer complains to the state, you get a huge fine. So the way, again, to get around it is to word it as a cash discount. You have to raise your prices and charge those as credit. $2.12 That is not bad. We were wondering if we were going to see sub $2 prices for the first time in I don't know how many years. It got pretty close. For one day, there were a couple stations that were 203 and 205. Most of them right around here have been 210 to 213. Still really good, especially when you're on a bike. Man, it's like almost free. Oh, hey no. Alright, so that's it, guys. I'm gonna head on home. Make my own cable. Make some more videos. Give me a thumbs up. We'll see you next time.